Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Meredith Lego, and welcome to my channel. I focus a lot on the expansion of consciousness and the science of ascension. And I wanted to share a message that I just channeled as I was finishing a meditation. And I kind of just literally got this message, so I thought I would share it because I think it's very appropriate for what's going on in the world today. And this message is completely unexpected, and it's come through from a new source. So, very excited to share this. So, the message comes from, and it was a group called the Bringers of Light. Um, so, I'll just kind of read it. They basically say the Bringers of Light come with a message to speak for the soul. Rise up in your power for good. Be the good and love you want to see in the world. A calm heart mends all wounds. A calm mind acts with integrity and values life. A calm spirit is the example of peace. A period of unsettling will pass, but the soul is yearning for peace. So be the peace. And it was a very quick message. That was it. But I'm guessing that this message was coming through essentially because of what's going on in the world today. And honestly, when I was meditating, that was actually the last thing kind of in my space or in my mind or in my heart. I was thinking about a lot of other things. But it's interesting that this particular message came through from this group, the Bringers of Light. What's interesting about this message is that they say they're speaking for the soul. And it could be the collective soul. It could be the soul of Earth. So there could be a lot of messages kind of just in that one statement. But it sounds like the soul is really, ready to settle down and live in a state of peace. But basically what they're saying is that, with every action that we take, every thought, every words that we use, we have a choice of approaching it through force or through power. And there are differences. So force could be sort of like a forced act of power over others through manipulation or control. Oftentimes I have found in the past where I've done it like with my children just because I have positional power. Or sometimes I catch myself doing it, let's say on the job with people on team. So there's a difference between doing that versus, let's say, rising up in power, which is a good analogy might be Mahatma Gandhi. So he commanded a lot of power just through peace, not through war, but he enacted an entire change, in the country. There's been other leaders who essentially have done that, and I've seen other people in my everyday world who basically rise up and use their power for good. So it's creating the change that you want or living in the integrity you want through just being yourself and being true to who you are, but not using force or manipulation tactics in the process. So rise up in your power for good, be the good and the love you want to see in the world. So this is interesting. A calm heart mends all wounds. So when you're, I guess maybe when you're not in a state of frenzy or fear, when you get to a place of calmness in your heart, that might allow you to take a perspective of allowing for compassion, seeing all perspectives, and allowing yourself to possibly go into a state of forgiveness. a calm mind acts with integrity and values life. So again, if your emotions are totally controlling all of your actions because you're just acting on pure emotion, that doesn't allow you to take as much of a step back to sort of evaluate the whole situation. And a calm spirit is the example of peace. So when your energy, when your spirit is, in that state of calmness, you then become peace. You are peace. And it's really hard to create chaos in the world when you are peace. So I guess this is possibly in reference to maybe the recent war that broke out, but a period of unsettling will pass. But the soul is yearning for peace. So if technically we are all of the collective soul, and we're attached to the soul of earth, and we're all yearning for peace, basically the message is, okay, so be the peace. In other words, be calm in your heart, be calm in your mind, and be calm in your spirit. And so when you do those things, you will actually start to be the peace that you're yearning. But the only way that it starts is when you actually become the change that you are seeking. You can't force the change outside of yourself. You have to force the change within yourself. And then that change starts to become mirrored back to you. So that's kind of a building on of lessons that I've received from other teachers. But I think that's a very powerful message for, certainly this week, and I'm sure in the weeks ahead. So I know there's some people who I know, who this message was probably also meant for, because they have family members or friends who are directly impacted through this situation. So hopefully they know who they are and can, take this message away and reflect upon it as well. But anyway, I wish everybody the best of love. You're all amazing divine beings and divine light. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Lots of love. Bye.